Have you ever experienced something so crippling in your life that has made you feel broken? I have. Are you someone who has a giving heart but is struggling to feel good themselves? Are you consistently putting your needs aside to take care of everyone else? If so, you're not alone. Giving starts with giving to yourself so that you are able to give of yourself to other people. Isn't it time you took back control and discovered what makes you tick? Join me in my journey and find out how you can feel better about yourself, live your best life, and share that with others. Thinking of yourself, it doesn't make you selfish. It makes you brave. I'm Nelia, and this is the Giving Starts With You podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Giving Starts With You podcast. I'm your host, Nelia Hutt. Welcome to one of my solo episodes. So I hope everybody had a chance to tune in to my interview with Mr. Pat Quinn, The Power of Story. I was very honored to be able to interview Pat and to learn from him. And he is, if you ever want to learn how to tell your story and tell it impactfully and tell it where it's going to help someone out there, he's the guy to listen to, honestly. Very honored and nervous to have him on my show, but something I will not forget. I also wanted to let you know what's coming up next week. I am very excited. Next week, we're having another wonderful guest on the show. His name is Tracy Brinkman. Tracy is a fellow podcaster friend of mine, and he is honestly incredible. Tracy is the driven, dark horse entrepreneur, and he's going to speak to us about the importance of mindset and family. And Tracy is incredible. You will love his show. He's got a lot of great tips for us. And he's going to be speaking to us about some pretty heavy-hitting things in life. But anyways, you'll just have to tune in because he's awesome. He's just incredible. I'm so happy to have him on the show. And that'll be next week. Today, I want to talk about letting things go that don't serve you. With COVID, in this new world that we're all facing, there are struggles. There are some real struggles going on. There are mental health struggles. There are anger issue struggles. There is poverty. There's loss of jobs. People are becoming very ill. There's also those that don't believe that COVID is a real disease. And we can only control ourselves. I come across, on a daily basis, I come across several people who I think are just fed up. We're fed up with being told that we can't go out. I think we're fed up with a lot of things. But I believe it's for our safety. I believe that COVID is a real thing. I do know people who have passed away from COVID-19. I believe that it's not going to go away quickly and that we need to find ways to cope with it. So the reason why I want to talk about letting it go is sometimes there are things in life that we just can't control. And those things are going to make us ill. Those things are going to affect everything we do, affect the people around us if we cannot learn to control them. There are certainly things that we should hold on to. We should hold on to our dreams. We should hold on to hope. That is so important. And our desires, we should hold on to humanity, that there are people out there with great hearts and intentions and that want to help one another. But we also need to let go of anger. Every day through my job, I encounter people that are just angry. They're angry because they cannot do the things that, that they could do freely before. They're angry because they can't, they have to wear a mask and they have to, everywhere they go, they have to do things and follow rules and line up for things that we're not used to. And I think that's a small price to pay for all of us doing our part to end COVID-19. But I fear for these people that are in anger because, they come in to my workplace and they complain about parking. They complain that it's too cold. They complain that it's too hot. They complain, about things that really don't matter. And although I understand that everyone is having a difficult time, everyone is struggling in their own way, these feelings of anger really, we need to let them go, because they don't help the situation at hand. They don't help fellow man. They don't help. They do nothing positive. So, some other things that we need to let go of. We need to let go of relationships that just don't serve us. And I don't mean disregard people. That is not what I'm saying. But there are times when we dream about something or we believe in ourselves, and someone in our circle may not believe in the same thing, which is fine. Everybody's, entitled to their own opinion. But sometimes these people and being in your circle can really bring you down, especially at a time where hope is low and there is so much despair in the world. You do need to surround yourself with people who have hope, who are positive, and who can help you move forward. There's so much anxiety right now. I met someone today who said they didn't have anxiety before COVID, and it's creating a lot of anxiety for them. And people who are depressed because they're not, able to leave their homes. Humans aren't meant to stay indoors. We're social beings. We're meant to be with other people. But I find that the attitude is the most important thing. We need to let go of our negative attitude. We need to let go of our expectations for the way people deal with times like this. Everyone deals with things in their own way. Just please, try to come up with a way that will help you combat that anger. So for example, I heard today that sitting on the couch is the new smoking, because COVID has, a lot of people have gained weight. A lot of people are sedentary. They're not moving around. And it's really not good for their health. And, I must say that I am probably one of those people. It's interesting how even though you wouldn't normally exercise, that just movement can improve your mood. It can improve the way you feel, the way you think, how alert you are. It can help your energy, And I just, take this time to perhaps start a new hobby, even if your energy is low and even if you don't feel like it. For example, if you have some anger that you just need to get out, and you've been yelling at people in your home, or you've been yelling at people and complaining about things that are really not important, you know what? Put on a YouTube video how to box. Get a couple of pillows or get a punching bag and learn how to box. Get some, fitness out of it. Get some endorphins going. Get your rage out. Just put it into a positive spin. So many of us have feelings that we can't talk about because we're either ashamed, or because we don't want people to laugh at us, or we just don't want to say them out loud because they sound so silly. Write them down. If you've never journaled before, if you've never written a song before, written a poem, and you need to talk to someone but can't, write down your feelings. Write it in a heavy metal song, or write it in a beautiful, poem. Or why not write your own book? Write a book. It doesn't need to get published. It could just be for you, but write it down. And then continue that once COVID is over, and you can reflect on all the things that you learned during this time. Because although it's difficult right now, and this has been going on for just over a year now, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. And I think that we need to find ways. We need to find ways to accept that this might be around for a little while. And what can we do? What positive things can we do to encourage ourselves as well as encourage other people? I hope that people will take a look at their anger. And, I just really wanted to talk about this today because I've been seeing a rise in impatience, and I've been seeing a rise in anger. And, I'm guilty as well. There are some days where the slightest thing just sets me off, whereas normally I would just let it breeze by. And I don't like what it's doing to my psyche. I don't like the way, the other day I yelled at someone, and that's not me. So I need to also practice that as well. We're all just learning. Remember, though, that letting go of all these things is good for you. But please, please, please don't ever let go of your dreams. Keep them in the forefront. Let them guide you. Don't ever let go of the love you have for one another. Don't ever let go of your desires. Just remember to give yourself a break. Remember that you're not in this alone. If there has ever been a time in this world where other people get it, it's now. I look out my window and we're buried in snow here in Ontario, but yet there are people on the other side of the world who are in sunshine, and we are still the same. It doesn't matter where you are. We still have restrictions. We still have limitations. But during all that, please also remember there are millions and millions of people where not only are they fighting with COVID, but they're fighting with poverty, and they're fighting with safety in the world, and government, and there's so many dangerous places out there. So remember those people as well. And honestly, try to find a way to express yourself. When you give yourself these things, it will calm you. It will change the way you feel. It'll help you combat all the limitations right now. We're not used to being told what we can and can't do in this part of the world. So of course, it's a lot. Take one day at a time. Learn something new. It'll give you something new to do. And it might be a hobby that you will love to continue afterwards. Reach out to people. Let's just try to keep the anger down and the love, in the forefront. So for the rest of the week, I just want you to remember to choose the things that you want to let go of and the things that you don't, and make those things count. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I am so grateful for each and every one of you that listen to the show. It means so much that you want to hear my message, that you want to hear the messages of my wonderful guests. And I hope that you do share these with other people, because we all have difficulties. And if we don't share, we cannot impact and we cannot help. So please, from the bottom of my heart, just continue to share the show, and reach out to me. Reach out to me at info@travellivegive.com. I would love to hear your comments on the show. Take care and have a great day. And remember, giving starts with you. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please subscribe or leave a review. See you next week on the Giving Starts With You podcast.